This is Ghost Dragon Studios, and this is the top 5 open world games of the past. So, open world games. They are some of the most loved, adored, and flexible environments in a video game, such as being able to create a massive world that can achieve an amazing level of immersion, whether that's racing, fantasy, shooter, or survival crafting. They have always been standouts for decades, although they have been heavily criticized for lacking in detail when compared to more linear level designs in other games, but they make up for this by giving the player the freedom to explore and interact with the world the way they want. So today I'm going to look back and choose 5 games that stood out to me that were pioneers, so to speak, in leading the industry in open world, or sometimes known as open sandbox games. Additionally, these are in no particular order, such as worst to best or chronological, and this is completely my opinion, partly influenced by family, such as my brother, as we usually have discussions such as this. So to start us off is the Legend of Zelda, or Ocarina of Time. Love it or hate it, this game was somewhat the catalyst in the open world genre that made it grow in popularity. Sure, there was Super Mario 64, which I'll get to, but this particular game brought a sense of realism into a game set in a fantasy world. Instead of it having an arcadey type feel, such as Super Mario 64, it felt a bit darker, gritty, and more targeted to older adults, but not too much so it can still be enjoyed by young kids. Also, with a classic origin story of the knight, the dragon, and the princess, told countless times through history, but reimagined for the series, I can understand why I enjoyed it so much and millions of others. Next is Super Mario 64, which was the first 3D open world with a third-person perspective that came out on Nintendo 64. This game was extremely popular when it originally came out, with good reason, with unsurpassed platforming at that point, enjoyable cast of characters, a large variety of levels and environments, and a challenge for all ages. It goes to show how Nintendo's most famous character became an international gaming icon. I remember my brother purchased this game when I was pretty young, and I don't think we ever forgot all the fun we had all those long sleepless nights. Now, a lot can be said about Rockstar and the plethora of open world games they have created. It's almost as if they have an open world formula down to a science almost now, but the most memorable and entertaining games of the past would have to be GTA San Andreas, with one of the largest maps created at the time, a large variety of activities, landscapes, and vehicles make it one of the most influential open world games in gaming history. Fallout 3 was enjoyed by millions of people, including myself, for its post-apocalyptic world with interesting locations and characters that breathed life into an otherwise terrible time and alternate reality. With a great introduction into the world, as you are in a vault most of your life, deep underground, until you are forced to leave the confines in safety to explore the surface. And with plenty of interesting and sometimes unforgettable side missions, superb combat, and an immersive experience, I had to put it on the list. Now, not many people have heard of this title, although this is basically the same game that inspired Stardew Valley. I particularly like the art style and music of the game, which was very easy on the eyes and ears. It also had a decent story, but what made this game amazing is the way in which you interacted with the village, its people, and how you made progress by improving your farm. This game looks extremely simple, but it has plenty of in-depth gameplay that kept me up plenty of nights, and I would do it again if they ever released it on PS4 or Steam. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. This is Jeremy with Ghost Dragon Studios. See you guys later.